Hello, everyone. My name is David Sloan, and we're going to do a short presentation about the ELD standards. So, as with your content standards, always going to start with the California Department of Education website, cde.ca.gov, California Department of Education. And under teaching and learning, you have different subject areas over here. We're going to, doesn't matter at this point, just pick one of those subject areas, and then click on Content Standards. And all of the California content standards are listed here. So Common Core for ELA, English Language Arts, Math, Common Core, ELD standards. These are the ones we're going to be working with. But you have the rest of the content areas down here. The California version of Next Generation Science Standards are here as well. But we're going to focus for this video on the ELD standards. We're going to open this PDF. And the ELD standards are broken out by grade level. Grades 11 and 12 are grouped together, 9 and 10 are grouped together, but the others are broken out individually. So we'll go back up to the top, second grade and kindergarten. There are not separate standards for TK. So if you were using something for kindergarten, you would use for TK, you would use the kindergarten ELD standards. And sometimes there's some confusion about what are the standards versus the other stuff that is here. So in this section for kindergarten, there is an overview. On the left-hand side of the grid are the actual ELD standards. Because it's still dealing with English, there are corresponding ELA, English Language Arts, literacy standards from California Common Core that are cross-listed over here on the right. But you wouldn't cite these when you're citing ELD standards. You would cite this information over here. This is just for information because they are related. And so if you're planning to address multiple standards from ELA and ELD at the same time, this helps you do that. But if you're teaching math or history or PE or science, some other music, you would not be cross-listing with the ELA standards. You would be cross-listing with your particular content standards. So these are the actual ELD standards over here on the left. And then there are the elaborations on the standards. And for some reason, people really like to come to the elaborations on the standards rather than using the actual standards listed above. And some of these are a little broad, using verbs and verb phrases. Okay, not sure where I'm going with that necessarily. Connecting ideas, condensing ideas, those can be a little bit broad, so they turn to the elaborations. But when you are citing the actual content standards, use the actual content standards themselves. And there's a lot of consistency from kindergarten through the 11-12 standards. There is one that is consistent, though, and that is this first one. Exchanging information and ideas with others through oral collaborative conversations on a range of social and academic topics. That ELD standard is the exact same if you're using it from kindergarten for TK all the way through to the 11-12 bundle for, teaching AP, whatever, AP physics. It's the same ELD standard. So I point that one out just because people watching are from, going to be teaching various grade levels. This one is continuous and consistent through all of the grade levels. And it's a good example of how easy these are to incorporate. Exchanging information and ideas with others through oral collaborative conversations. So the focus here is on speaking. So having a speaking conversation, but it's going back and forth. So listening as well. So multiple modes of communication on a range of social and academic topics. So this could be accomplished as simply as turn to your table mate, turn to your table partner, chair partner, elbow partner, however you're grouping, and tell them one thing you did this weekend. All right, now we're exchanging information and ideas with others through oral collaborative conversations on a range of social topics. Turn to that partner and tell them what we did yesterday in class. Now they're going over what we did on an academic topic. Very easy to incorporate ELD standards and to fold in to whatever it is that you are teaching. So easy to do that. Second one here, this is again kindergarten, interacting with others in written English in various communicative forms, print, communicative technology, multimedia, interpretive, listening actively to spoken English in a range of social and academic contexts. So you could build this one directly into the one that we talked about, the oral conversations. Very easy to incorporate. You can also dive into the structures of the English language. That's less likely to come up in some of your other content areas than it is in your English classes, but it's still very easy to incorporate them. Sometimes there's a feeling that, oh, this is a whole extra thing that I'm teaching. You're probably already teaching it. It's just incorporating it, maybe clarifying a little bit that you are doing these things as well, and citing these standards. Just remember to cite the standards over here on the left of each grid, not the ELA standards over here on the right. Let me just scroll through and show you. Let's see, here's 8th grade, exchanging information and ideas with others through oral collaborative discussions on a range of social academic topics. There's some variation with the others, not a lot, but a little bit. But this first one, where we at here, this is grades 9, 10. And 11, 12, exact same. Exchanging information and ideas with others through oral collaborative discussions on a range of social and academic topics. So getting your feet wet, starting with the ELD standards, starting with incorporating them into your lessons. Very easy one to get started on, very easy to incorporate. Once you start doing that, you start looking at the others, you realize they're all very easy to incorporate. You're on your way.